Hey guys. Sorry, on my end it looks kind of blurry, so hopefully you guys can see okay. Um, Anyways, this is my first ever Facebook Live, so I'm a little bit nervous and hopefully we can get through it together. So, wanted to first thank you guys for stopping in and joining us on our adventure here on All About Third Grade. We're working really hard to bring you guys relevant information and things that we think you can apply in the classroom. So make sure that you come back every week and that you just kind of follow along with our topics and our discussions, because I think we're all going to learn a lot from each other. Anyways, let me introduce myself. My name is Anna Hulsey, and I am from Hanging with Miss Hulsey, and I have been teaching. Hi, Cassandra. I have been teaching for 7 years. I am, sorry, my dog is barking, going on my 8th year of teaching, and almost all of my years, Piper, almost all of my years have been spent in 3rd grade. I spent 1 year in 4th grade, but 3rd grade really has my heart. It's my favorite. And today I'm going to share with you the rewards and incentives that I use in my classroom. So I know that this is kind of like, dare we say, like a hot topic, because I know that we don't technically need to offer our students incentives and rewards, and kids should just know the right thing to do, and they should do it because it's the right thing to do. I agree, Cassandra. I love it too. However, as personally, I enjoy offering my kids the chance to earn rewards and incentives in our classroom. So in the past, I've done a couple of different behavior management strategies. Feel free to share your management strategy in the comments. I've done flipping cards. I have done clip charts, but my favorite is the one that I've been using the past 6 years, and that is Class Dojo. And I love it because it's a great way to communicate with parents, and you can share behavior concerns. You can send pictures you take in the classroom in a safe space, like it's not going to be on Instagram or Facebook, just the parents can see it. You can print off charts of how the student is behaving in class, and I really liked last year to print mine off quarterly, and then we would put them in our data notebooks and we would write a reflection about our behavior. I'm sorry, I chose the wrong day not to blow dry my hair. I'm a hot mess express. So we would take our reflections from Class Dojo and put it in our data notebooks, and then it would go home and parents could see how their kids were doing. So anyways, with Class Dojo, you give and you take points, positive points and negative points. I like to have the kids sit down with me at the beginning of the year and come up with what should be a positive point and what should be a negative point, what should be a consequence for things. And I think that helps them really take ownership in their classroom. And then all week long, I'll give out points or take them. However, I rarely have to take them. It's usually just give out points. At the beginning of the year, I give out a ton of points, like for every little thing, so they really get into it. And then as the year goes on, I'll slowly back off. So maybe at the beginning of the year, Joe Schmo might earn 20 points. And then at the end of the year, Joe has only earned 5 points for the week or something, but they're really okay with it. They don't really notice. So every Friday, I take their totals that they've earned for the week and I put it on their Dojo debit card. So I used to do like Dojo bucks, Dojo dollars, like fake dollars, but I started departmentalizing and found that the debit card was a lot more efficient. We didn't have to waste 10 minutes of class passing out fake money. I could just sit down and during lunch or something, or even before school, and update their points on their cards and they'd be ready to spend. So if you use it with money, 1 point is $1. That's how I always did it. So let's say, so we've got John Smith here, real original name. This is their debit card. Their little name goes on there, and then on the back is their total. So let's say John had earned 7 points last week, and then this week he got 12 more points. What I like about the Dojo card is that you laminate it, and then you do the Sharpie and the Expo trick. So this is Sharpie on the back. It's not going to rub off. I take my Expo marker, I color over the Sharpie. If you don't know this trick, it's gonna rock your world. And then erase. And it comes right off. If you have a bigger Sharpie, I recommend the bigger ones. What I say, 12 points. So he had 7 before. So he hasn't spent any points yet. So now John Smith has 19 points. And I like to use this also, and I keep them in a Ziploc so that I don't have to worry about the kids losing them, and I can just pass them out really quickly. And we don't have to worry about them stealing like the fake money or them losing money. And then I lost my train of thought. Oh, the points on the card do not go away unless the student spends them. So I had some kids end up this year with like 300 points or something. Like they didn't even care that they didn't spend it. They were just like happy to have those points. And then the kids, we set up a time for them to go shopping. So in my classroom, we picked once or twice a week at a very specific time, so they knew not to ask unless it was that time. And then they could shop. And I know some teachers will let their kids shop monthly or maybe even quarterly. It's kind of just up to you and your preference of what you want to do. And so how the kids would shop is I would also have them help me come up with like a list of rewards they wanted. And then I had these dojo reward posters, 5, 10, 20, I think 25 and then 50. So there were 4 posters altogether. So this is my 5 point. They could go to the poster and then come to me and say, hey, Miss Hulsey, I want to spend 5 points on stinky feet. And then I'd get out their debit card and take 5 points off, and then they could have stinky feet for the day. I know some people will use reward coupons instead, which is great. So I have reward coupons also, and I've kind of sorted mine out by different point levels. And actually, if you've seen these at Michael's or at the craft store, they're like those iris photo box things, and I thought they would work perfectly for my coupons. So then I could separate them out. So like here's the 10-point one, 50 points, and then I keep them inside, and I can give the kids a coupon if they don't want to use the prize right away, but they have to be responsible and not lose the coupon. That's kind of just up for them. But I know some people will do like a dojo display on like a door or a bulletin board with like library pockets and put the coupons in there. And actually Rachel, one of our admins, has a example of a coupon display. So if you go to her Instagram or our blog, I think you can see an example of that. So let's talk about what kind of rewards I like to give my kids. So the most important thing to remember is that rewards do not have to be food or candy. My school is actually going to a no sugar, no candy policy next year. That'll be new for me. I've never done that before. So I'm gonna have to take off like all my ones that say like piece of candy. Rewards do not have to cost you a dime. Please don't go out and spend your money on things. There are rewards out there that the kids will love just because you guys came up with the idea together, and it doesn't have to cost you a cent. So please don't spend all your hard-earned money. I know that we're already kind of short on money as it is as teaching. Doesn't really pay a lot. Yeah, I got into it for the money, right? In fact, if the kids help you come up with the rewards, they're going to love to buy those rewards even more. So sit down with them, come up with a list of rewards together that they want to see. And don't think that something's going to be too babyish for them, because their tastes are going to vary a lot. I've had some kids really love, stickers, and some kids love the more mature things like lunch with the teacher, but it just kind of depends on your class. Like every class has its own thing that they all love. So for example, all my kids always paid for stinky feet. They didn't want to wear shoes in the classroom, so they always spent their dojo bucks on that. And then like this last year, my kids really loved lunch with a teacher, so everyone would save up for that. And they also loved this reward scratcher. That was something they could buy, and it cost like 50 or something. It was quite a bit. And so you want to make sure that the prizes on the reward scratcher are different from the prizes that are on here, because you want it to be something special that they're like, ooh, really excited to get. So these reward scratchers, I made them by printing off all the different cards. And then you take Dawn soap and paint. I used silver. You can use gold or whatever color you want. And then you mix it, and then you paint it on, and it becomes a scratcher. So then the kids get it, and they can scratch it off. It's kind of like winning the lottery. And I actually have linked the reward scratcher post that I wrote, and it actually has a freebie. So if you'll go to that blog post and read it, you'll get a page of those scratchers that you can use for free in your classroom. And then I also will keep, those latch boxes they sell, they're like small in Walmart, and I'll keep like seasonal rewards in there. I know I just said don't go out and buy rewards, but I cannot help myself when it comes to like the Target dollar spot. And like after Christmas sale, I'll go and I'll buy the stuff that's like 75% off, and then I will save it for the next year. So I actually have stuff in a drawer for Valentine's Day and Christmas and Halloween, and I just kind of buy it ahead of time when it's on sale and then save it for the next year. So don't go out. If you don't have anything, don't go out and just like spend all your money on these little trinkets and things. Like wait until they cost like 10 cents and then you can buy them and save them for the next year. Okay. And then what's great about those seasonal tubs is like I can just bring one to school, like, oh, Valentine's Day is coming up, so I get my Valentine tub out and I just take it to school and kids can buy something out of it, or Christmas or whatever. And then you just keep it out of the way when it's not that holiday anymore. So that's kind of nice. And then in the past, I've also done brag tags. Kids can't spend dojo points on brag tags. But with being departmentalized this last year, it was really hard to keep up with brag tags. So I don't know if I will do it again this year. But I know Amber from TGIF, also one of our admins, does brag tags and has blog posts and tags in her store. It's great for recognizing positive behavior traits and good decision making. I like that she will write on the back of the tag the date and like what the student did to earn it. So when they take their tags home at the end of the year, they can really feel proud about, oh, remember when this happened, and that's why I got this brag tag. My kids in the past have always loved taking those home. So if you're looking for a fun, more intrinsic reward, I would say brag tags would be a good choice for you. And I like to keep mine in those little, you know what they make the teacher toolboxes out of, the hardware drawers you get at Lowe's. You can put your brag tags in those and they fit perfectly in the drawers. So consider that. Sorry, I feel like I keep saying, like I said, this was still new to me. Okay, sorry. So to sum up, I love to use Class Dojo in my classroom with a classroom economy, and the kids will earn points all week long, and then they'll trade in their points during a designated shopping time for a reward, and then I will keep rewards in the photo boxes. I will display them on a poster so I don't have to worry about pulling them out all the time. I will keep reward scratchers kind of tucked away in case they want to buy one. And let's talk about, so what are your favorite awards? So these are my 10 favorite free rewards, so make sure you write them down because I'm sure you have never heard these before. Okay, so my first favorite one is lunch with the teacher. I know we all really don't want to give up our time, but the kids really love it. And then super note home, you just write on a fancy like note card with the envelope and you send it home for their parents to read about something special they did. Choose a brain break. Everybody loves Go Noodle. Sit in the teacher's chair because let's face it, we're not using it during the day anyway, so somebody else might as well be using our chairs. Bring a fluffy friend. My rule for that one is that it has to fit in their backpack. Teacher assistant, so this could make the kid feel really special for the day. They just run like all sorts of errands for you and help you out with like any little thing. Like I had kids go crazy over taking staples out of a bulletin board one time. It's crazy what they love to do, but they love to help us. Use special supplies. So I have like a tub full of like smelly markers and special pens and stampers and things that they can use on their work. Sit by a friend. That's an easy one because you can just sit them wherever. Show and tell because we all love to see the things that they bring from home. I mean, they're going to bring it in their backpack anyway, so you might as well have them show and tell about it, right? And then the last one is line jumper. So line jumper is the kid can get in line anywhere. They can jump one time when we line up, and that's it. Like I don't let them get in and out, in and out. And they cannot be, at least in my class, they can't be the line leader or the caboose because those are class jobs that my kids hold throughout the year. But they can get anywhere else in line, and they love that too. Stinky feet is a good one. I know that makes 11 if you were counting, but they really love, I don't know why, they love to work without their shoes on. Just hopefully you have a window you can open in your classroom. I didn't have one last year. It was kind of fun. So feel free to share in the comments if you are watching this live or if you're watching the replay. And also, I would love to hear a couple of ideas of like what are your kids' favorite rewards and incentives in the classroom? What kind of things do they go nuts over? Because I think we could all benefit from getting some other ideas from each other. And if you do not use rewards in your classroom, I applaud you because I don't know how you make it work, but somehow you guys are out there rocking it. But I would love to know if you don't use rewards and incentives, like what is your classroom management strategy, like love and logic and things like that. So anyways, I feel like I've been very long-winded. Thank you guys for stopping in. And if you have a question about anything, the dojo card, the reward coupons, the scratchers, anything, leave it in the comments and I will try to get back to you and answer that sometime today. And I hope that you guys have a great weekend, and make sure you tune in, not tomorrow, but I think Sunday we're starting another series. So make sure you stop back again next week for something else, and hope that you guys have found our videos to be helpful and informational. Have a great weekend, guys.